Today we're gonna answer the questions, the task, look at your cash flow or your profit when they calculate the tax. Well, to answer these questions, you need to distinguish these two definitions. Cash flow, simply the money in and out of your account. So, for example, if you get the money from your customer, that is money in. So, and on the other hand, the money out is when you pay for the expense. For example, when you pay for the suppliers, when you pay for the your staff as salaries and other stuff from rental, electricity, water bills, that was money out. So to understand the cash flow will help you to manage your economy's health. And the profit simply is the revenue minus the allowed expense. Revenue usually seen as the money in of the cash flow. So the tax department will look at the tax flow go into your account as the revenue, but not always the same. So the profit will just understand is the revenue minus the allowed expense. Remember, it's allowed expense, not all the expense you pay for is minus when they count profit. There are certain conditions to be seen at allowed expense, and we will learn that later in the other videos. You just need to understand the profit is the real money that you gain when you do the business. And most of the country will tax on the profit, but that was for business. But for the other special case, they could be calculate on the revenue. For example, in Vietnam, we have the household business. If your annual revenue is under 500 million dong, you don't have to pay for any tax. But if your revenue is under 3 billion dong, you have to pay for tax, and therefore you have two options. The first is you will calculate the tax based on your revenue. And the other choice is you have to calculate the tax on the profit, like the other company does. So in this case, the tax department will have to control your revenue so they could calculate the tax exactly. That's all for today.